Representative, you've said very plainly that the legislative intent for this bill was to protect the right of conscience of providers in cases of abortion. You said that, and you've admitted that on the floor. Now, my colleague over here has also proven by reading the statute that this also applies to patients, not just providers. The cases that have been decided using this law as justification for a finding for the plaintiffs are subject to appeal. Do you agree with, well, I can't ask you that, are subject to appeal. And if what you're saying is that the intent of this bill is plainly to protect the rights of conscience of those who provide abortion and contraceptive services, then these cases probably will be overturned on appeal based upon an examination of that very same legislative intent. So therefore, it undercuts the reason, that's one undercutting of the reason why we need this bill to begin with. You also stated that now we're down to 60 votes, so this bill cannot go into effect until July 1st of 2022. If that's the case, why are we doing this instead of having a fresh bill with its own bill number under the exemptions code that we can put in there that deals specifically with COVID that could be enacted as early as January if we come back here, put it through, ram it through the Senate, and get the governor to sign it? To me, that's a much more expedient way of handling what you consider to be the emergency that has to be done in this bill. But the biggest problem I see with this bill is the fact that it sticks a camel's nose under the tent flap. If the right of conscience is as precious to you as you have indicated that it is, that right of conscience is going to be protected throughout, regardless of whether COVID, and it's only because of COVID, what you're doing is you're sticking a camel's nose under the tent flap in the form of a precedent that somewhere down the road, another reason could pop up for us to go into the right of conscience and find a way to erode or prohibit or restrict it. I think that what you're doing here is not so much trying to protect the health of the people of the state of Illinois as you are trying to further undercut the precious liberties that are bound up in the Right of Conscience Act. This is a special act. This is a special act. It's one that provides whose underpinning is specifically based upon the right of conscience through religious and other deeply held beliefs. I think you're running a very big danger here of creating a precedent that someday may be used to permanently erode those precious gifts that we have from our founders and from God. You are creating a danger to a bill that has a special place in our laws. You shouldn't be doing that. This bill can be rectified in January. If there's still a problem with it, we can vote on it in January and we can move on. This is a Trojan horse. This is a Trojan horse, and I strongly urge a no vote. Thank you.
Representative Calkins.